Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? All the way in the back? Okay, good deal. I'd like to welcome all of you to I think this is the 26th Citrus Expo, Southeastern Citrus Expo that's taking place today. How many of you have never been to a Citrus Expo before? Wow. Well, somebody got the word out. But anyway, all of you are welcome. I got a name for anybody that is like such as yourself. I coined this phrase. You're welcome to use it anytime you want to. But anybody that would fly all the way from Alaska to this or drive 5 hours like I did is a confirmed citraholic, okay? Meaning that you just can't get enough of citrus. So anyhow, just want to give you a little bit of background about the Citrus Expo and how it got started. I got my first citrus tree back in the mid-'80s. I had, this was before computers. I had done a little research in the World Book about citrus. I'd always wanted to grow citrus. And by the way, those that don't know me, I live up near Florence, South Carolina. So we're a good little ways up the road. We're zone 8. And I'd always wanted to grow citrus and had tried a few times and failed. But I was doing my research and I found in the World Book about Satsuma mandarin oranges. And said they grow in Japan and they take snow and ice occasionally. So I said, well, you know, that would be a good thing to have. So my wife has a sister that lives in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and I heard that there was an industry down along the Gulf Coast. I asked her to find me a Satsuma tree and bring it when she came home for Thanksgiving. She did, brought a little tree in the back floorboard of her car, and I planted a little tree at my back door, built a little tent over it, put a light bulb in it on the cold nights, and 2 years later we were eating Satsumas. And everybody that saw that tree wanted one. Man, I didn't know we could do that. Where did you get that? I want one of those. So it takes a long time for the light bulb to ever go off with me, but it finally went off. And I said, you know, there people want these things, and you can't just run down to the local hardware store and pick one up, not in my area. So I went to Florida and got a guy to show me how to graft citrus. We've always had bitter lemon trees on the farm there. So I had a ready-made stock of rootstocks there. So we started growing and grafting citrus, and a few years down the road, I met another lady in my neighborhood there that had a big tree growing. And what we need to do, Lou? We're good? Okay. And she was making, it was a Poncan tangerine. We named it the Juanita tangerine. And so anyhow, I said, well, you know, there's so many people in the area that we really didn't know about growing citrus. It would be a good thing to have some kind of little get-together or whatever and talk about citrus and have lectures and that kind of thing. So the paper in Columbia, South Carolina, the state newspaper, found out somehow or another that we were going to have the Citrus Expo. It was going to be at the Riverbank Zoo in Columbia. And Tom McClendon was one of the first speakers there. I don't know whether he remembers that or not, but that was the very first Citrus Expo in 2004. And they found out about it and did a full-page article with color pictures of citrus trees with fruit hanging on them and advertised that we were going to be at the Riverbank Zoo. Well, I took some trees there to sell that day, and needless to say, I didn't get to take in any of the lectures, didn't get to see anything that I was supposed to see that day. I just sold citrus trees. And when I went home, I felt defeated like Napoleon at Waterloo. I said, well, this was the biggest bust that's ever been. You know, I didn't accomplish anything. And that would have been the end of it had it not been for a guy from Georgia that had heard about it and showed up and told me, Stan, I thought everything was wonderful. I learned a lot. I think we need to keep it going. But I also think you need to change the name from the South Carolina Citrus Expo to the Southeastern Citrus Expo. So that's what we did. And here it is, 20 some years later. That's how I met Herschel Boyd. He drove over to a Citrus Expo we were having in Wilmington, North Carolina. And that's probably been 15 years ago. He and Emily stopped by my place. I was trying to get some vegetables gathered before I could leave to go to the expo. And he and Emily actually got out of their car and helped me cut mustard greens and bundle them so I could leave to go to the expo. So Herschel and I go way back. We're one of my best friends I've ever had. And some of the nicest people you'll ever meet are citraholics. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming. And there's the mayor of Ray City present here this morning. All right, come on up, Mayor, and tell everybody welcome to the citrus growing capital of the state of Georgia, Ray City. I think Herschel has 500 varieties now, I think. But anyway, I know you're going to enjoy yourself because Herschel has really put on the dog to pull this thing off, and everything looks like it's going to be wonderful. So enjoy your day. All right, Mayor. I met the mayor. I told her if I get a speeding ticket, can I drop her name?
Might be a good idea.
Might double it.
Yeah. I'd just like to welcome you all here to Ray City, our little small town, but we love our town and we love our people. And we are so proud of Herschel and his boys with their garden and their nursery. I'm not a speaker, but you know, if y'all have any questions about Ray City, you want to know anything, just let me know. Talk to me. I can tell you I've been here. Herschel and I have been neighbors all of our life. So we've been here for a while. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Am I on? My name's Lindy Savelle. I live in the metropolis of Oclotney, which is just about an hour from here. And you'll see that I'm listed later on the schedule, but we actually have, November is a busy month for us. We have an event on our farm going on today, so needless to say, my husband and everybody's like, how long are you going to be there today? But I just really appreciate Stan and Zach and Herschel, everybody, for giving me the chance to stand up here and just tell you all about something that's a little additional information about something you can come to in Georgia next year. I serve as the executive director of the Georgia Citrus Association. We've been around for, this will be formed in 2016, 9 years already. And in February of each year, we have an event called a Citrus Association Conference. And we bring in speakers just like today. We don't have fruit tasting or any of that, but we do have vendors. Everything from people that supply irrigation and chemicals and fertilizer, and this year we're having some more organic, people that provide fertilizer and soil for that. So we're trying to broaden not just traditional citrus growing, but something for each of us in this room that are not large-scale growers. I just think it's a wonderful event. It's February 24th. It's an all-day event, so if you mark your calendars, and I'm going to get Herschel to send it out on his website or Facebook or something like that. But it's a great organization to belong to. We send out information, monthly information. I'm sure Dr. Sutton may talk about the citrus blog that we have in the state of Georgia, but I wish I could stay here all day, but I can't. I don't know. I talked to Stan about moving the date on this thing so it's not in November, but then you wouldn't have all this good fruit to taste. So, and needless to say, that's important. I've been trying it all myself. But thank you again. Thank you for this opportunity. Herschel, it's been great working with you throughout the years. In Georgia, we've got 4 nurseries. Herschel told me, we have a little nursery. He said 3 years ago, I think it was, he came over and helped us, and he said, Lindy, this is not going to be big enough. This little nursery is way too small. And I said, no, it's good enough for me. This is my retirement thing. And needless to say, 2 years later, he said, I told you so. So the industry is just getting bigger and bigger, but also there's more people in the state that are interested in growing their own fruit, and especially citrus. So thank you again. I don't think, unless you have any questions about the Citrus Association, Zach said I was doing a speech, but I'm actually just doing a little talk. Yes, sir.
Website?
Huh?
Give us your website, name of your nursery.
Our website is Georgia Grown Citrus, and the name of our farm is JoNina. Thank you, Herschel.
I'm a little bit later on the agenda, but Herschel asked me to come share about my nursery that I have in Camilla, Georgia. It's called, my name is Camilla Citrus Tree Source. I'm Lois Schrock, and the owner of the nursery. But I have worked with Herschel and Lindy Savelle through the years, and we've had a great working relationship. My my husband's at home, so I can't. I wanted to get on the agenda earlier so I can get home to him. He fell and had an accident, so I need to get home to see about him. But in my nursery, yeah, we started out small. I started it as a hobby in my backyard. A friend of mine came through the area and suggested that I was into grafting peach trees, and he suggested that I try citrus trees as well. So I took a tree that I had that was, had frozen off. I bought it at a nursery, it had frozen off, and it had gone to seed, had a bunch of seed fruit on it. So I took those seed and planted them, propagated some rootstock, and started some grafting on that. And a year later, he came through to visit again, and I told him I had 600 citrus trees started, and he's like, "What's that lady gonna do with 600 trees?" Well, needless to say, that was only the beginning. And so that was in 2013. In 2015, we started with a smaller nursery. And then during that time, I'm not sure, it was around that time I met Lindy and also Herschel. And I expanded my nursery, started getting larger. And then in 2020, we were certified with a larger nursery, and since have added on to that, and now I still need more space. So like Lindy said, the industry is growing, and I still don't have enough space, so we're having a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed getting to know Herschel and Lindy. Herschel's been a tremendous help in every question I have, I think I turn to Herschel, and he's been able to help me so much, and I appreciate that a lot. So anyway, if anybody who are over in the Camilla area and want to come see me, just check with us. Camilla Citrus Tree Source is my nursery name. Thank you.